what would you like to get out of today's conversation?
I want to talk through some ideas about engagement for my kids, because I've noticed lately that some of them are not quite as engaged as I want them to be in the whatever we're doing in class.
And what did you have planned for today?
Today we had, well, let's just talk about yesterday. Let me talk about yesterday. Yesterday was, we had our quads where we met in different groups around the room. We had introduced a new reading vocabulary word, spelling is part of that. And then we had a time where we met together. And that time where we met together is where I have a little bit harder time keeping their attention, especially one student, Jose.
Jose. Well, what would you like to see Jose do more of?
I would like to see Jose be more a part of the group. He pulls himself out of the group by being funny a lot of times. He wants the attention, but as we were working yesterday in the group, I noticed that he was scooting farther away from the group, and he had pulled his hood over his head. So he was disengaging. He was pulling himself out of the group. And I want to figure out what it is that I need to do to make sure that he doesn't feel the need to do that. Make it more interesting, or whatever I need to do. So,
well, what are things that you can think about to help you make that decision?
I need to think about time of day that we're talking. I need to think about their growth, their how kids react to what we're doing, what's natural. And I think the time of day for Jose is a problem because it's later in the day. I also need to think about his possible language barrier. There's a possibility that there's a problem there. I'm not sure that there's much of a...
One of our EL students.
He's out of the program, but I think we're still monitoring or something like that. And I've talked to him, I've asked him, do you know what this word means? And he'll say no. But I'm not sure if it's a word that kids would normally not know, or if it's a word that he doesn't know because of his language problem. So I need to think about that. But I'm thinking about adding some brain breaks, some times where they can move, really move. I worry about that though, because sometimes when that happens, it's hard to rein them back in. But I should be willing to test it out.
Yeah, I think just trying it.
Trying it out, test it, see what will happen, and be willing to learn from that.
So what are your priorities now?
My priorities now are to think about not only Jose, but I need to think about all the students, and when they come to me, my class, my homeroom, at the end of the day, or at 1 o'clock, how I can help them, I don't know, get the sillies out, because it's the end of the day, I'm tired, and they're tired. They've been working all day long. So I need to figure out how I can help them take a deep breath, refocus, and get back into the seriousness and the fun of education, of what they're learning.
Well, how can you go about helping Jose do that?
Okay, I'm going to think about, I know that Jose likes to read nonfiction. Yes, so I think that, and it's not necessarily a subject necessarily. He likes individual interesting facts, not necessarily something that's all tied together. So I was thinking about maybe letting him have a fact of the day that he could share with the class. That way he would get the attention, and maybe it would take some of the wanting to pull out away from him, and give him an opportunity to be the center.
I like that.
Yeah.
And what do you need to make this happen? Like, what resources would you need?
Time.
Time.
Yeah, I just need to restructure time. And in thinking about that, possibly restructuring not only that last class, but the other two classes as well, because I'm sure that there's students in there who still have that same problem, even though it's the first of the day or the middle of the day. Maybe restructuring everybody so that we have some sharing time, because I don't provide enough sharing time. In the book that I'm reading right now, Reading in the Wild by Donald Miller, she says that there are 3 things that kids need to do in an ELA class. It's read, write, and think. And as part of that, sharing. Sharing's a big part of that, and I don't do enough sharing. So sharing time is a big thing I think that I need to add.
Well, I love all your ideas, I think.
Thank Thank you.
is gonna
Thank
help
you.
Jose.
Okay, good, thank you.